Thank you to Charity Barnes of Daisy Tree Care for climbing our swamp white oak many times this year to help fix our camera after squirrels chewed through the power cord last summer.
There's a red light on! You do? Do you see the nest?
That was our male and female talking back and forth to each other. The female is bigger but has a smaller voice box and the higher pitch sound. Here is this acrobatic red squirrel in slow motion this time. This is the male. He does all the nest preparation work. He is also more gray than the female, who has a reddish rufous color. This is the male in the nest calling. In the next video, you will hear the female answer. The male is very particular about this one stick. We have hundreds of videos of him rearranging it, and once the female starts incubating, she is also fairly irritated by it. This is a great photo with the snow because you can see the extremely sharp black talons well against it. Both owls are in this photo. Can you see them? They are very well camouflaged. Here the male is rearranging the nest again. In the next videos you will hear him and the female calling. They call to claim their territory and strengthen their bond. This is the female sitting on the nest. She hasn't laid her eggs yet, but has started incubating behavior. As you will see in the next videos, the amazing thing is she sits there through a snowstorm even though there are no eggs. Listen closely in the next video as crows harass her. She hisses at them. And here you can see, after incubating behavior displayed through a snowstorm, there are no eggs. Okay, here is one of the owls, and it's right after the big snowstorm, and somebody just saw the two of them copulating, but I don't know where the other one is. This is that stick again that is now annoying the female. Coming up, we have videos of the male bringing the female food. The food he brings her is often a rabbit. I know it's sad, but you can love rabbits and love owls. Rabbits have lots and lots of babies because their purpose in the forest is to be food for animals like owls. Whenever the male brings her food, I'll give you warning, so if you don't want to watch it, you don't have to. In the next video, the male is going to bring her some food, although actually she doesn't eat it and leaves, and he stays behind and eats the rabbit. And now the male is eating the rabbit in the nest. Do you notice how much smaller he is than the female? This is interesting because it is the male back in the nest rearranging it. You can tell it's the male because in the next video, the female calls to him and he answers back in a lower voice. This is the female back in the nest because she is about to lay the egg. Here she is moving it down her body in preparation for laying it. And here, in this video, watch her actually lay the egg using the motions of her body. Here was a cool mystery we talked about with kids on woods walks. The egg was laid at about 3 a.m., and on my walk at 9 a.m. I found raptor feathers scattered across the trail near the nest. The male was sitting in a tree at 9 a.m. in broad daylight, and I have not seen him there during my daily morning walks. He was sitting right by the nest, almost as though he was guarding it. My best guess is that after the female laid her egg, there was some sort of raptor that got too close to the nest in the early morning hours, and he attacked and then stood guard to make sure the raptor, who lost some of his feathers, did not return. One morning I noticed a murder of crows, that is what a group of crows is called, flying towards Eberwhite Woods, so I checked the camera, and the female was watching them too. She was on high alert for them to come bother her and her egg. Here she is ripping a hole in the artificial nest we built her. I think she is used to nests of sticks and leaves that she can see out of and didn't like not having a view. Here is where she lays her second egg, and then in the next video you can get a view of it. I just thought this was a really beautiful video of all her feathers for us. Remember when you had school canceled because of freezing rain? Mama Owl got frozen into her nest incubating her babies. Here she's getting unstuck, feathers falling off, and you can see the outline of her tufts that were left in the snow that froze her in. In the previous video, the male had come to visit and they had such a cute talking back and forth, the female made a sound I had never heard before. And here's another ice storm. Poor mama. There is a rabbit leg in the next video for those who don't want to see it. This is the male. He's just brought her some food. They're talking back and forth again. And here she is what's called preening. It's keeping her feathers clean and in line. I love this video. I call it Upside Down and Looking Backwards. And after incubating during 2 freezing rainstorms, here she snowed in. As she leaves, some snow falls on her eggs here, and it made me very nervous for these eggs. They need to stay nice and warm to remain viable. I wouldn't want to live in a snow-filled nest, but for the owl, the snow actually acts as great insulation to protect her and the eggs from the wind and keeps them warmer than being exposed right next to air. Here late at night she hears voices in the woods and gets very nervous and is actually flushed off her nest. You can see how quickly she leaves. Again, more snow falling on the eggs. Again, it made me nervous. Being flushed off the nest is really bad for the mom. It expends energy that she shouldn't be wasting, and it makes the eggs cold. The next video is their nightly sequence. The male calls to the female who is sitting in the nest, and I'm not sure if he's letting her know it's safe to come out, but then she leaves the nest and flies off with him. So you can see a video I took in the woods, and then you can see what was going on in the nest at the same time. We're going to have another rabbit appear, so close your eyes if you don't want to see it, but the male's about to bring her one, and she screams at him, letting him know he was late with dinner. And after watching the female and male eat a rabbit, we found this freshly coughed up pellet, and the kids were wondering how we knew it was rabbit bones in there, and we were positive because we watched them eat the rabbit. You'll notice one of the eggs has a different tint to it. We're not sure if that's normal or something's wrong with it. The other one still has its pretty brilliant white look. And I think she's letting her mate know that she's hungry. After battling freezing rainstorms and snowstorms, now she has a windstorm.